Right. You've seen what I've decided to call this video. Not sure what I'm going to decide to call it, but now you're going to want to see why. Well, here's the reason. Miss Sarkesian is now on a new level of hatred, in my view. I have several levels of people I think don't deserve the air that I breathe, who are beneath me, who are less than scum. And she has now got to that level. Before these particular tweets, she was not particularly liked. I thought her ideas were sort of interesting, but she wasn't quite hitting the mark. I now do not respect a single thing she says, and I never will again. I don't give a toss. Now, here's where she's on the level. On the levels of hatred. Rapists, child molesters, murderers, mass murderers, and people who want to profit or use mass murders to spread their ideology. Now, that is where Anita Sarkesian sits right now. She has spread her ideology through these mass murders. She's made a series of tweets that are disgusting to the nth degree, which I find repugnant. Let me explain. I'm going to bring up the choices so I can read them again. I've tried to do this once, but I didn't like the way it came out. This is Feminist Frequency, and it's the official Twitter of Feminist Frequency. She recently got her Twitter verified, so she cannot deny it at all. Watching the news about a school shooting today in Seattle, and honestly, I'm not sure. I am sort of shaking with fear and with rage. Now that I have no problem with. Shootings in America are common, and being scared and being angry about it is quite a reasonable thing to say. But this next thing, I don't class as reasonable. Mass shootings are one tragic consequence of a culture that... Sorry, I'm having trouble reading this. You're probably seeing it on screen right now. Sorry, I had to stop. You could see that I was having trouble with rage. Right, I will try and read this again. Mass shootings are one tragic consequence of a culture that perpetuates toxic ideas of masculinity. This is how patriarchy can harm men too. Really? You're gonna try and jam your ideal into a mass shooting? Really? Okay. If that was the only tweet, I would have let it go. But it gets worse. We need to seriously address connections between violence, sexism, and toxic ideas of manhood before boys and men commit more mass shootings. Miss Sarkesian, I respect women. I do not ever wish harm to women. I respect every woman I meet. But you have finally made an exception. I'm sorry, you should never, as someone in the public, I wouldn't say public, but the internet light, are stupid enough to make such a tweet. But it gets even worse. Our culture is deeply sick when simply asking questions about how toxic forms of masculinity may harm men leads to hours of hate on Twitter. Hours of hate? Oh dear. Oh dear, my dear. Oh, do you need to sit down? What is this troubling for you? I'm sorry, your little hours of hatred for saying that, from what I can tell, that all culture that is created by men is to start mass shootings. I'm getting a little choked up because of this. This is getting me annoyed. This is not fake. I am not faking this. I am truly pissed off. I will never harm a woman. I have never wished harm on a woman, ever at all. But for this bitch, I think I'm going to make an exception. In hell, there is a special place for you, Miss Sarkesian. And anybody who thinks that they can make money off mass shootings, or who can make their ideology through mass shootings, there is a special place in hell, and I hope you reach it very soon. Because you don't deserve the brain power that you've been given. There are people out there who have dementia, who have brain diseases. That means they are not particularly well versed with motor disease. There are motor people. For God's sakes, there are people I would give your body to. I would just chuck away the brain. Your brain is so malnourished of good ideas. Or, how should I put this? Your brain is so wretched that I don't think anything good could ever be saved. Thinking that you can pawn your ideology off somebody's shooting is disgusting. One of the tweets I forgot to mention was this particular doozy. We need to seriously address the connection between violence, sexism, and toxic ideas of manhood before boys and men commit more mass shootings. Oh, my dear God, woman. You really have no legs to stand on with that one. If women didn't commit crimes, then yes, you have a perfect thing to say. It's perfectly reasonable. But no, women commit crimes. Federal prisons in the US are fuller than they have ever been. There are whole prisons full of women who have committed crimes. Whether it be murder, robbery. Nobody is saying that men don't commit mass shootings, but women have been known to commit mass killings. And I think it is abhorrent and very, very ill-conceived to tweet, we need serious connection between violence, sexism, and toxic ideas of manhood before boys and men commit more mass shootings. It is abhorrent, because it is obvious that mental health is the problem, not anything else. I feel that your disdain for such a subject is absolutely abysmal. You have not thought about what you are going to tweet. You have, and I really do think you should be apologising for such lewd tweets. And I am not surprised you got many hours of people saying that angry at you about this. I'm sorry, your little tete-a-tete with Gamersgate is nothing. People have died, and you have used this to push your agenda on people. It is sickening, disgusting, and perverse. You should be ashamed, and if not, well, there is a special place in hell for you. And from heaven I will watch you being tortured. It will be pleasurable to watch you being tortured, because, I'm sorry, your gaming views, I gave no shits. Literally, I didn't give one shit what you think. It's your opinion. This, frankly, the death threats that you got for the gaming, you should get for this. Gaming doesn't matter that much. Insulting the dead by putting your agenda onto their deaths. You sicken me, Miss Sarkesian. You deserve to rot in hell. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.